On 9 a.m. Pacific for me here in San Diego. My name's Haplin, and it's time for the 5 day challenge. This is our last day together, day 5 of the 5 day challenge. And I know you guys know at this point how to access replays, how to go back over this stuff at your own pace. Replays are posted on Facebook and YouTube. And as I give just a moment to people to jump onto the stream and get situated, we're going to hit the ground running because I actually have a lot to cover. We're not going to be building so much today. We covered capture, nurture, close earlier this week. We covered capture on Tuesday, Wednesday, nurture on Wednesday, and close just yesterday on Thursday. And now we are going to be going back through the entire flywheel again, all three of those steps with AI as the focus. Once we do that, then we're going to go even deeper into how to get the most out of high level and the most out of the community and the culture that we're building together, even after this challenge is done. So we're going to hit those two things hard, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of homework, and I'm going to show you a couple neat tricks as well. By the way, you want to stick around until the end this time and make sure you complete your homework today, because today the homework encompasses all 5 days, and it is what's going to unlock your bonuses for you. And I'm going to reveal what that bonus is. So super happy to get into things. And I'm going to dive straight in because we don't have a lot of time. Well, we have the same amount of time. We always have an hour together, but I've got a lot to cover. So I'm going to share my screen. Welcome you guys officially to the 5 day challenge. Where is it? There it is. All right. 5 day challenge, day 5. Let's dive straight in. Quick recap. We've got lead gen, aka capture. We've got nurture, aka follow up. And we've got close, aka getting paid. We've covered a bunch of different features inside of high level that can be classified in one of these three buckets, and we built some of them together: form and funnel, nurture sequences, and follow up for the nurture stage, and then all of the different sales payment related features inside of high level. We focused on a sales calendar, getting a sales calendar set up so you can drive that nurture conversation to that next meaningful step inside of the sales pipeline. Now let's talk about the AI version of the flywheel. Everybody ready for that? Let me know if you think you're excited to actually see how this stuff scales with AI. It's like, I mean, hopefully the stuff we went through already has been really impactful. It has really been helpful for me in my career in terms of the way I think about marketing, how I am able to put on my marketer's hat and really engage processes in the business I work in and help to be able to use this framework just to think through the strategy of how I am growing this business or how we're going to try to grow this business. It's incredibly helpful to have that framework. But now when it comes to the implementation, we can actually double, triple, quadruple down on this system with AI. So let's go through this. And I'm going to talk your head off. I'm going to yap at you for a minute. And I'm also just going to show you inside of high level where some of this stuff lives. So first of all, okay, let me get my notes together. Over here on the capture, let's just go through AI related capture. We've got funnel AI, and already it's time for me to pop out of here and pop into high level itself to show you this. You will have seen this when we went over the site stuff and in funnels. Let's go back to building a new funnel. And guys, I'm doing this live, and you know this by now. This is like the rough and ready real live demo stuff. This isn't Steve Jobs demoing the iPhone where it was all pre-programmed and it was actually fake. This is the real software that I'm showing you guys. And so it takes a second to load stuff, especially when I have a nice camera and all this lighting and we're streaming. So bear with me because today I'm going to be showing you some complicated stuff in terms of like the computing power that it takes. In terms of ease of use for users, it's really simple. Check it out how easy it is to have AI build funnel for us, but it's in terms of the amount of power that the computer is going to use to run some of this AI stuff. We're going to have to take a little bit of time just for it to load. So bear with me on that and sit back and enjoy as I build this funnel completely from scratch using AI. So name of the funnel page. I'm going to switch industries and go back into fitness for a second. Haplin's Gym. Let's act like we're doing this for a fitness center. And we can actually select from a number of preset categories and industries that are really popular, or we can select other. I will do health and fitness. And now for this one, this is the goal of the funnel page. So we have business niche and then goal of this funnel page. Let me just take a second as well to make sure my screen is showing properly. Yep, looks pretty good. All right, no complaints there. Goal of the funnel page. What are we trying to do here? Well, we could be doing any of these things, but let's go ahead and just stick with the root capture philosophy that we have been like thinking through in terms of the 5-day challenge. Generate leads. Main goal. We could have secondary goals and tertiary goals and whatever, but the main goal is we want to generate leads for the business. And then what's the next thing? Target audience. Individuals, consumers, small businesses, enterprises, students, professionals. I'm going to go individuals, consumers. What's the next goal? What are you offering? Free consult, discount, free trial. I'm going to be giving away a free pass. That's the tried and true gym offer. So it's going to be like free trial. And then all that is doing is it's implementing this prompt. And so like changing any of these things will change the way that this looks, but then you can actually just change it directly. You can just type things in there. So far the prompt is like create a landing page for Haplin's gym and the health and fitness niche, targeting individual consumers. The goal is to generate leads offering a free trial. And for free trial, I'm going to just change that to a free 10-day pass to the facility. And we'll just start with that. Obviously, this could be paragraphs and paragraphs long, or it could be as complicated as you want. You can even attach images that you want to use inside of it. And now it's going to generate my funnel. So let's leave this for a second and we will come back to it. Because after funnel AI, we have inbound voice AI. So many businesses miss calls. And a lot of businesses rely on phone calls in order to conduct business and get more customers. And yet a lot of businesses suck at picking up the phone. So HighLevel has a sweet feature called voice AI, where it's like an AI agent is a live agent you can actually talk to who will talk back to you. So I'm going to show you how to implement that really quick. Back over here, let's share a new tab where we're going to open up HighLevel and pop into my demo sub account. Cha-ching. Okay. AI agents. Let's not worry about that. Voice AI. Let's create a new agent. You do have to make sure that the AI employee is enabled in a sub account. We've got a really clear help doc showing you how to do that. If you don't see AI agents or you're not able to do this right from scratch, that means you just need to still activate voice AI or the AI employee AI features in a sub account in general. Highly recommend that you do that. Browse marketplace. Check this out. We have a whole template library, including folks like Samantha, this all-in-one receptionist, front door AI, all these different folks. And actually we can see they've already been proven. This AI agent has managed 67,000 minutes of phone conversation already. So let's go ahead and just select Samantha, install her. And now we just scroll down to the bottom and hit allow and install. It'll take us the rest of the way. Now we have Samantha installed here. And now it's a little tricky, but we just have to head back to the marketplace and then click on installed agents. And now she's right there. We double click on her and it builds this AI sells itself agent for us. And you can customize this or build from scratch if you like, but voice AI is incredibly powerful because now instead of missing phone calls, the business is going to pick up every single time. You can set this up however you like. So it's like, either it answers every time and then can forward on to a human, or the human phone can ring first and then just instead of going to voicemail, it sends to voice AI if that call gets missed. So voice AI becomes a much better alternative to something like voicemail. Certainly any kind of business that relies on call centers is going to see a massive upgrade from voice AI and save a lot of money in the process. So this allows for this new capture mechanism This allows a business to promote its phone number more widely than it would. There are so many businesses now that don't even have a phone number on a website because they know if you call, they're not going to answer, especially if it's like not during business hours or in the middle of the night, but even sometimes during business hours. And then that's a really bad look. If you put your phone number on a website and they call and you don't answer, it's a bad look. And so a lot of businesses these days don't even have a phone number. This allows you to have a phone number. In terms of how it actually conducts the call, we have all kinds of, where is that? Going to be under agent goals. We have prompt. This is set for us by the template, but we can also customize it. And then we have awesome actions that it can take, like a follow-up text. And if we want to add a new action, look at all the different things it can do. It can call transfer, it can trigger a workflow at a certain point, it can send an SMS, it can update contact fields. So now your receptionist, your AI receptionist is answering the phone, and then it's taking things even further in terms of actually getting that contact into the CRM, gathering their name, their information. It can even set an appointment. So we can have this guy reference the calendar we built yesterday. And now conversationally, you can set some of these parameters up. Now, conversationally, it will actually ask the lead when they would like to schedule. It will share available times, and then it will book that appointment for us. This is crazy powerful, and it's working really, really well. Thousands and thousands and thousands of appointments have already been set using voice AI inside of HighLevel, and this is a relatively newer feature. In terms of how it goes about that conversation, when and where and why it shares the calendar, does it ask straight away? Does it wait to be asked first? Like, what's the procedure? That's all managed in the prompt. So we're not going to go super deep on this stuff, but we have AI coaching calls and tons of resources to help you with this. Once you get this set up and working, it goes on autopilot, and then you potentially never have to answer the phone in your business again, and or you never have to worry about following up with your voicemail leads because your AI receptionist is making sure nobody slips through the cracks, making sure that lead doesn't go off and call a competitor. And if you're thinking about installing AI agents into clients' businesses in an agency capacity or in like a software provider type of capacity, digital service sales, you are on the right track because a lot of people have built businesses around just taking the AI agents, particularly voice AI, but text-based as well, and just installing these AI functions in other businesses. So there's a new agency model for this as well. Let's pop back over into our funnel because now we have built this funnel. And as you can see, this is a starting place, right? It's got some neat stuff and it's all customizable. We can still point and click, but this is a great way to get a starting place for a funnel that you then customize. It's kind of like the template library, but just even more on steroids, even more powerful, and takes it even further in terms of like you get to custom order that template from AI. Beyond that, we have Ask AI inside of the funnel. So we can keep on talking to it and say, hey, I actually want it to look like this. And then AI can continue building stuff, changing the funnel for us. Or it can just give us advice about what we want to change. Or we can get rid of this and just do our own thing with the point and click features that we have available to us. So we can use AI to whatever extent. If we want to bring it back up, it's right here. So we can build with AI helping us inside of the app itself, or we can build on our own. It's kind of like choose your own adventure. Alrighty, let's get back into other capture features because we've got a lot to cover. We've only covered two. This is crazy. AI chat widgets. This is going to be conversation AI. So there's two real main follow-up um, AI use cases. There's voice AI for the actual live voice, and then conversation AI covers all of the text-based stuff. So I'm going to show you this really quick as well because it's so cool. If you don't feel my energy just starting to really nerd out about this stuff, this is like the finale of the 5-day challenge because this is how you can do all this conversational nurture stuff we've been talking about at scale. not just like you don't have to have a human managing these conversations. This is magical right now. So conversation AI, let me just create a bot. Let's do prompt based, and I'll just do start from scratch. No big deal. Okay, I'll name her Ashley. Bot status, so we can have her off. We can have it be suggestive, meaning we see the message and then it gives us 3 options for what the AI wants to say. This is like riding with training wheels. It allows us to make sure it only says what we want it to say. It takes a little bit of oversight. You have to log in and see what it wants to say. So this is a really good way to deploy it in a testing capacity. And then autopilot is the cream of the crop. That's when it is just actually running, sending messages without checking with you first. This is the part that I really wanted to draw your attention to. It can do any or all of these channels: SMS, Instagram, Facebook, chat widget, live chat, and WhatsApp. This is really, really, really powerful, but it also doesn't have to do all of them. You can have more than one bot. You can have as many different AI employees as you want, and they can hand conversations off to one another. So there might be one that's particularly good at helping people claim a specific offer. So you have a whole bot set up just for helping people with the offer that you have set up, and appointment setting for that. Obviously, over here in bot goals, let's save. Okay. Over here in bot goals, this is where we have the prompting again, as well as actions that the bot can take, including again, appointment setting. So now when you get your lead to fill out that form, you follow up with them via SMS, WhatsApp, email, conversationally, and then they respond. Now your AI agent can take that response, connect with them, catch them, and get them converted into, say, an appointment. There's all these different parameters that are pretty straightforward. Just like read through them and choose how you want it to act, basically. And it can do other stuff as well: human handover and or stoppage for edge cases or like contingencies when the conversation goes south. We have everything you need to be able to stay safe and representing the business well, protect your reputation. If anything is awry or amiss or the conversation just goes off the rails, it can just pause and hand off to a human super easily. It can follow up with the lead if the lead falls off, in terms of we ask a question and the lead doesn't respond. Now the bot can actually do proactive follow-up after a certain amount of time. There's 3 different types. There's contact stop replying, contact is busy, and contact requested. So we've got basically ways to have the bot follow up, and you can go deeper into all of these. I'm like trying to pick and choose what I want to explain right now versus what I want to just inspire you guys to go learn on your own. We don't have time to go in depth over every single iota, but the goal is to cover what is possible, show you what people are succeeding with right now, so you know how to continue to move forward after this challenge is done. Obviously, updating contact info, triggering a workflow, just all of this adds up to AI being able to organize leads for us in the pipeline, in the CRM, and be able to manage these conversations and drive them to that next stage in the pipeline. And again, transfer bot, we don't have to use just one bot to achieve this. We can have different bots specializing in different parts of the process, one handing off to the next, so that we're really taking care of people as they journey down the sales process. Okay, let's continue building momentum here. So I guess I was talking specifically about AI chat widgets here, and so that is one of the channels. So when we set up a chat widget, as long as live chat is enabled there, we can then have the chat widget on a website and have that manned by AI. Something I didn't cover, but I will just really quick, is bot training. We have a whole knowledge base creation system where you can train the bot on the business specific knowledge it needs. And one of the ways we do that is, for example, a web crawler. Oops, let's share this tab. So building up the knowledge base is going to look like using all of these different types of resources. Really cool one is the web crawler. So if I want to go add a web crawler, let's go to, we would have, what's a good example? So now, oops, Oh, is that not a valid URL anymore? What happened there? Oh, funny. Let's take another example. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's more like it. Share my screen one more time. What if we go something like this? Sorry, the joys of doing stuff live, right? So I just went to pete'scoffee.com and now I'm having this bot train itself on all of the information that is on pete's.com. It's going to go read through, scrape through, look at all the data it can find on that website that it can consume and digest that and then store it as a database of information so that when somebody asks on my chat widget, hey, what types of coffee do you have? It's going to say Colombian, Nicaraguan, Ethiopian, and like whatever. It's going to pull the actual information from that business. Obviously, this takes a little bit of a while and a bit of time to be able to do. So we're not going to see this go totally live right now, but this is the process by which you do that. And then the really cool thing about AI bots is that we have continual training. And then even, oops, I should share this tab. Over here, we can test this bot. Hey, what's your name? And just see what the conversation looks like. Ooh, so maybe I didn't like that. So I can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And the reason why we really like this is because these three buttons exist even in live conversation. So even when we go back to an actual conversation with an actual lead, we can have AI manage this conversation. And then as it goes in here in the conversation stream, every message that AI sends in any channel will have that thumbs up, thumbs down option for us to continue training it based on its real live conversations. So we can deploy and then continue to optimize and iterate in a way that's just really, really powerful. Okay, I'm kind of hanging on to these features because voice AI and conversation AI govern a lot of use cases. And so I'm really just showing you those two main AI employee features. And then we'll talk about all the different ways they are deployed and utilized and implemented in these genius ways throughout the whole flywheel. So let's jump back into the flywheel now, and we will see, share this tab, slideshow. AI chat widgets. Obviously, this also covers AI social chat. So now when you use the social planner to post and somebody is DMing you or you're doing any kind of sales or engagement via Facebook or Instagram DMs, now you can have an AI employee manning that chat. So you don't need a human pounding their phone or typing away on a computer actually logging into this or that channel or even doing it within HighLevel when somebody says, hey, I just saw your post on this saying you've got this promotion. How do I take advantage of that? Your AI employee can be ready to respond and take care of that person and get them situated. It can also do things like ask them for contact information, right? Yeah, I'm happy to help get you a free pass like you saw in the post. Let's keep going with the fitness example. Happy to help you get situated with your pass. Their name would automatically be pulled in based on their profile. So we wouldn't need to ask their name. They'll already have a contact profile with that, but we do need their other follow-up channels. So I'd say, what phone number should I send it to, or what email should I send it to? And when they put their email in the chat, we can have the bot automatically update their contact profile with that contact information. So we can gather their name and phone number in conversation, round out their lead info, and then that can then either trigger a follow-up in those channels or just have the bot follow up in those channels, whether it's with workflow or AI or whatever. The world is your oyster at that point. But for example, the addition of that phone number could itself trigger a workflow that sends that welcome text saying, hey, thanks for signing up for this pass. Thanks for sharing your phone number. I've got, is this the right phone number or whatever? Your nurture question could go on from there. Have you ever done this type of workout before? Or have you ever taken care of yourself in this way? Or have you ever got a loan before? Or have you ever blah, blah, blah? Whatever your nurture conversation was, now you've converted it from that social channel into the direct messaging. And that's really important. If you didn't know this, you can't actually just spam the consumer. Well, you shouldn't be spamming people in any case, of course, but you're not allowed to message folks as a business inside of these social media channels outside of a certain window. It's like they have to engage you, and then you have a 24, 48, or it depends. There's context and it depends on the platform, but you only have a certain amount of time with which you can actually converse with them. You can't wait a couple days and then follow up with them via Instagram DM to see if they want to set that appointment. Meta will actually lock you out of having that conversation altogether. So that's why it's a really important to try to use these social channels to convert leads into the direct channels where you are able to follow up more long term, such as email, SMS, or WhatsApp. So that's why it's super important that AI is able to man those social chats so we can take care of people during those windows of time when they engage us. An engagement could look like an inbound DM itself, or it could even look like a comment. Pretty soon, this is still on the horizon, but soon we'll have follow automation. So as soon as you even follow the account itself, that could itself trigger automation stuff. So this is all of the ways, or the most popular. There are even more, but these are some of the most popular ways in specifically the capture stage that people are using AI to really amp up their ability to nab leads, to generate leads, to get more and more out of their marketing. This is what allows people to go run those ads. It's what allows people to go invest in social media influencers to get more eyes on posts on socials. This is what allows them to hire social media managers to manage their own accounts and do more of that. Invest in SEO, try to get more visibility to their website. This is what allows companies to invest in marketing, is having a good system to make sure all of that activity, all of the fruits of that activity, the views, the comments, the likes, the clicks, the impressions, these different words that just don't actually mean anything until you have a way to convert that to a lead inside of a sales process that is moving forward. This is how you do it. And this is how AI helps you optimize and do it really well. Because you can do this without AI, but then you're having to check a lot of stuff. You're having to stay on your game. You're having to respond to messages or create a lot of workflows that help you manage this. But AI is really the next frontier of just making sure that every single lead, every message, every person who expresses interest is just well taken care of, that they're connected with, that they get a response in a timely manner. And there's this kind of, while we're here, I'll just say there's this concern that I have and you have about AI managing our marketing for us. Is it too impersonal? Is it this or that? Is that really going to work? Do people get turned off if they find out that they're talking to an AI agent? The way this is going is more and more businesses are turning to this, because if you're a lead, let's say we're a consumer, we're just looking to buy something. If I send a message to a business and I don't hear back from them at all, how does that make me feel? Or what am I going to do about that? I'm probably going to bail. I'm probably going to go to a competitor. That's what happens most of the time. That's what most of the other guys are doing out there. They're not present. And it's no judgment on them. A lot of small businesses are really struggling. They're overworked, understaffed. The owner is busy cleaning the bathrooms. Like, most business owners don't have time to be doing all these marketing activities by hand. And so what it turns out that we're seeing with successful HighLevel users and the results they're able to get, is what really seems to be the case, is that the average consumer, the average lead in the process, if they message in with a question, it turns out they're just kind of interested in the answer. They want to hear back from the business. They want the business to have a presence about it. They want the business to be responsive. And if they get helped If they get their question answered, if they get their hand held in activating this or that offer, if they get that discount applied, whatever it is that you're offering them, if they get that help, they're going to be happy, or they're much more likely to be happy, and they're much more likely to move forward. And it turns out that it's okay if the one helping them is itself a computer or an AI agent. People just want the help from the business. And it's a great way to be able to help more people, to be able to connect with more people, and to be able to increase the business's reputation along the lines of being present, being aware, being responsive, being professional. The worst thing is for a business to not be those things. And so, even if you're using AI to achieve those things, the level of professionalism and presence and responsiveness that it creates actually increases a business's reputation when it's done right. And so it's yeah, that's my whole soapbox about that. Let's go ahead and move on to nurture, and this will pick up a little bit faster because now you've seen voice AI, you've seen conversation AI, you understand how those features work in high level. So the marketing implementation for something like outbound voice AI is pretty straightforward. We know that AI can answer the phone when somebody calls in, but now you know, if you didn't know, that when somebody fills out your form and becomes a lead, we can have AI dial out. This is a brand new feature that is hyper effective and really, really cool. Um, there are some parameters to make sure we're not spamming people. There's compliance involved, and HighLevel helps you with all those things. But we can outbound dial a lead just like we can send them a message or an email nurture. Um, yeah, SMS or email, any of the other channels as we do outbound, we can now also do an outbound phone call itself. Okay. Obviously, SMS and WhatsApp conversation AI, when we get those leads captured in our system, in those conversation channels, managing those conversations, AI email building, AI newsletters, like when we get to that template section and we want to have more of a long-term vision for how we engage our list, there is this fantastic little idea called database reactivation, which means as you're growing, as you're generating leads, you are making sales, but then a lot of them are also not moving forward. If you generate 100 leads in a month, maybe 15 or 20 of them become sales. There's 80 leads sitting there that what are you going to do with them, right? This is where the whole idea of regular, recurring nurture, long term nurture comes up. And it doesn't necessarily relate to their opt in date. It's not necessarily wait steps in a workflow, like wait 1 week, then send this, wait 2 weeks, and send this. Some people do that. But a holistic strategy is to manage the list as a whole and then do like a Black Friday promo to the entire list. And so businesses that do a good job of being able to continually engage their list, stay top of mind, and use AI to scale the amount of messages they're able to send. They build lists of thousands and thousands of contacts, and then they send out a little Black Friday promo offer or whatever excuse it is, this or that greeting, holiday this, end of summer that. You can engage that list at will at any time, and businesses are able to use this kind of a strategy to get amazing results. And it doesn't have to be that, like, the numbers bear this out in such a favorable way. Think about if you sent out a free this or that to your entire list with a snap of your fingers, how big of a list do you need to be for 1% of people responding to matter? Let's say just 1% of people raise their hand and say that they want it, and usually we see higher than this. I've run database reactivations that see 3 to 5, some even more, whatever one. It's across the board. List health is its own thing. Industry, it's its own thing. The power of the offer, the attractiveness of the offer, give away something more valuable, you'll get more responses. There are so many factors that come into play. But let's say conservatively 1% of people are going to raise their hand for a powerful, attractive offer. If you've got 100 people on your list, that's one extra person, a new lead you just woke up, right? If you've got 1,000, that's 10. If you've got 10,000 people on your list, you can send out one offer with a click of a button, and it's the same amount of effort to send it to one as it is to 100, as to 1,000, as to 10,000. But when you send it to 10,000, that's 100 people raising their hands wanting your offer, and you have a very active sales pipeline that you just controlled like that. And you didn't have to pour ad spend to generate those leads from scratch. Those were leads you already had. Those are leads you already had. So it was essentially free. You spent half a penny per text message sending that out, but the power of database reactivation is absolutely insane. I could talk about that. We could do a whole 5-day challenge just on this idea of database reactivation and managing a list and growing a list of contacts over time, because the quantity of that list, when it turns into that numbers game and you're able to wake people up who have fallen off the wagon in terms of the sales process and their sales movement, re-engaging those people who don't immediately convert in future weeks and months after they've gone cold. We really don't like the phrase cold lead or dead lead anymore. High levelers tend not to use that kind of language. You won't see that around the community because we're really pushing back on what we see as these myths of sales departments of years gone by, a list of cold dead leads, because we know if we actually engage those leads, if we actually just send the entire list some message, there's some percentage of those leads that are going to wake up and be ready to take action. And when you get into that type of rhythm, you can see that, wow, the amount of value in generating a new lead is actually much greater when we maximize the value of each lead by really trying to take care of them. We can see such better results, like crazy good results compared to the old way of doing things. But it's hard to do that at scale. It's hard to manage a list of 10,000 leads unless you have a really airtight system for doing that. And AI inside of High Level is what really enables that for us, which is why I'm harping on it so much, guys, because it is so effective. I've seen, we're able to see the data based on like high level users and trends in the community, the way people are using high level database reactivation. I highly recommend you go learn more about that. It's a keyword in the community. So you'll see different help doc articles and different people know what we're talking about when we say database reactivation. That is really high levels thing. Okay. Getting into close features, we can use conversation AI still, and even voice AI to an extent, to create like an automated sales admin assistant to help us with lead qualifying and scoring, help us chase down signatures. So we get to spend more time being persuasive on the phone as salespeople. If you're in sales, or your team can spend more time actually on the phone or on Zoom. And then once we get that conversation to the point of verbal yes, verbal commitment, rather than spending a bunch of time chasing down a signature, getting that agreement signed, getting that invoice paid, whatever, we can use documents and contracts and invoices inside of High Level, and then train an AI employee to manage that conversation further, follow up via email and SMS, whatever, say, reminder, it's time to sign your agreement, etc. Payment gathering, and then an onboarding assistant. If you have like a client process where you need to get an onboarding call booked after you've made a sale, or you need to get them into a conversation with this or that rep to make sure that they continue down the path to be a really happy customer. This is for you or for your clients, whoever it is that you are helping. You want to make sure once you do make a sale that you can hand off that process, the rest of the process, to someone else, and they're going to catch it, and that it's going to be hyper congruent, and that it's going to be efficient and seamless so that the customer has a really positive experience. AI can help us with that. Reputation AI as well, making sure that obviously we learned how to automate the review requests, but then we have the ability to respond to new reviews that we get on Google and other platforms, which is a huge, huge help. We can use AI. We want to be responding to reviews on different platforms, because think about it as a lead, as a consumer, when you go and you're looking and you're shopping around for different businesses, if you see a business with a lot of reviews, that's great. And if you see that the business has responded to those reviews, that's even better, right? The business is present. They are on their game. They're here. They're responsive. They know when they're getting a new review and they're replying to it. That's the type of thing that AI can help with. Requests, responses, blah, blah, blah. As mentioned, we do coaching calls on this. So let me pop out back into the university really quick. Right here over on the right-hand side, the important links section down at the bottom, we have AI coaching calls. You can get on with us to learn more about how to get an AI agent specifically set up. This is also something that help docs cover, support covers. While we're here, I will head over to the learning tab and plug this fantastic high-level AI coaching course. I'm a big, big fan of this guy. It's not too long. It's like 7 videos long, and each one is 20 minutes or so, little 20-minute lessons on Setting up a voice AI agent, setting up a conversation AI agent, training your bot, building effective prompts, learning about actions and how to supercharge your agents, and then testing and optimizing. Like, this is bread and butter AI implementation. I highly recommend you go through this because it's just really, really effective and simple too. So this is AI inside of HighLevel. You can capture, nurture, close, and have a phenomenal business. But when you use HighLevel, you also have the ability to level it up even further with AI. That's the whole game. That's what we're here to learn about. So we went through capture, nurture, and close with AI. Now let's talk about models for growth. I know it's been a lot of yapping, and I'm going to try to speed through this here so we can really focus on sending you out with confidence. But speaking of how to send you off with confidence, we're kind of coming up to the end here, right? We're about to finish up this 5-day challenge. And my goal with this is for you to know exactly where you're headed after this. It's not to leave you high and dry. That's not to leave you just with some motivation, some fluff about you can do this and believe in yourself and all that, although that is important for you to instill in yourself belief and confidence and drive. But I want you to actually know what you're going to do as well, right? Is that fair to put on us today? We have different ways people are using HighLevel in the community, and I want to just share with you the ways that people are really succeeding with it so you know what's possible. First is direct business use. A business owner or an employee or someone involved in the business is using HighLevel to grow that business. That's the most straightforward. Everybody should be doing this. Even if you came here thinking, I'm going to use HighLevel to help other businesses, that's valid, that's fair. That's actually this next model. But if you have a business helping HighLevel with other businesses, do you think you might benefit from having one of your sub accounts be for your own business to get more clients, to go B2B, to help you manage your conversations with those local businesses, to even demo voice AI to them? So that way they might be interested in installing voice AI for their own business. Do you think you might be able to use HighLevel in order to sell HighLevel? People are really succeeding with that, which is why direct business use is inescapable. Whoops, sorry about that. If you are building a business around HighLevel, you should be using HighLevel to grow your own business. Next up is the agency model. A lot of folks come to us from the agency world. You may be one of them. If you have any kind of experience doing social media management for a company or running ads for a company, like on Facebook ads or Google ads, or if you build websites for people, if you do any of these kinds of services or have been involved in a business that provided these services, HighLevel provides a unique opportunity to bolt on additional services on top of it, to tack on. So like, for example, oh wait, sorry. This is all supposed to be an intro. I've got more slides on each one. My goodness. Whew, okay, SaaSpreneur, pure reseller, affiliate, certified admin. Let me actually just catch up to my own slides. So direct use, I explained this, right? This is what HighLevel is all about. Little pattern interrupt, just seeing if you guys are awake. Are we all awake here? Let's move forward, learning about the agency model. AJ, the agency owner. I came up with these names and these avatars that are supposed to be phonetic. AJ, agency. You get it, right? AJ, the agency owner. He's managing social media, organic content for a handful of businesses. With HighLevel, now he can do what he's doing already, but streamline and organize production with the social planner so he can get better at his operations by integrating the social planner. He sets up comment automation and turns DMs into measurable sales and lead gen channels. So this is the way somebody who's doing social media management might be able to do this. A really common example, this is the one I was going to get into. Angie, the agency owner, let's say you have an agency that's running meta ads for a med spa business. You're already running these ads. Keep doing that. You could run the ads from inside of HighLevel if that's advantageous to you, or you can keep doing your own thing. If you've already been running them inside of Meta, you've already mastered that, then that's totally fine, because the ad manager is meant for beginners to kind of get started with that, and it helps with tracking, and we've talked about some of the value proposition there. But in any case, let's say you're running ads for a business. What were you doing before? You're probably just gathering that contact information, sending an email over to that business saying, hey, you've got a new lead. Here's their name, here's their phone number, here's the email, and then saying, best of luck, right? Telling that business, now the business has to go follow up with that lead. That's the typical agency model from the old days, is just getting the lead generated and then sending it over to the business, and then the rest is history, right? You did your job, right? Well, in 2026, remember, the business owner is busy cleaning the bathroom and doing all the operations and hiring and firing, and is way behind and is overworked, overstressed. There are very few business owners out there that have the infrastructure to take that new lead and get the most out of it. And I've seen this with my own eyes before, that when the agency uses HighLevel to do a done for you nurture automation just using conversation AI, it's all right there in front of you. We already know how to do this. So if you run the ad, generate the lead, and then you follow up on behalf of the business, for the business, done for you follow up, an appointment setting or whatever, just push things a little bit further, add that service, tack it on to the service you're already doing, so that now you're following up with leads. You can increase the appointment booking rate and the show rate, demonstrate better ROI, and use the results to get more clients. I have seen this with my own eyes time and time again, that the agencies who are able to use HighLevel to just do a little bit more, take things a little bit further before they hand it off to the client is usually really grateful, stoked on the results, and the results get way, way, way better, because when you leave the follow up to the client, that small business is going to not do as good a job as we know that we can do with the resources we have. And typically, it takes less energy when we set it up right with conversation AI. It doesn't actually take that much, but we can charge more. We can get way more results. We can massively increase the amount of people who actually come in through the doors of that gym or med spa or hair salon, or massively increase the number of people showing up to those sales calls, because we're actually driving that for them beyond just the first step of generating the lead. Okay. Next up is SaaSpreneur. This is very similar to agency, but it's for folks who don't have any other service. Maybe you want to do what I was just talking about, but you don't actually know how to run Facebook ads. You don't actually know how to do SEO or build websites or any of those other activities. Maybe you're more like a coach or consultant, or just like a marketing ops person, but you see that there's a lot of value in HighLevel. We call this SaaSpreneurship. SaaS, SaaS, is a common acronym in the industry called software as a service. It's business software. And then preneur, entrepreneur. So you're a SaaS entrepreneur using HighLevel. She doesn't have an agency. Sally, the SaaSpreneur, doesn't have an agency, but she knows how to sell. With HighLevel, now she can white label HighLevel, put her own logo on it, resell any number of sub accounts she wants to any number of businesses, choose whatever features she wants to include. So once you white label HighLevel, put your own logo on it and resell it as your own software. This is something people are doing, by the way, and doing really, really well. We have a full award system built around this, and we have given out really, really, really big awards to people who have done really, really big numbers by white labeling HighLevel and then reselling features as specific software implementations into the business. And once you do that, you choose which ones you resell. So you can resell a version or install a version of HighLevel into a client's business that's, for example, just voice AI. The client logs into their sub account that you set up for them. They don't see all the different crazy features and everything else. You keep them focused on one thing and have them paying like a couple $100 a month, maybe $197 a month, or even $97 a month, or whatever it is, for just this specific implementation. Say it's voice AI. If that business is going to gather an extra handful of potential sales every month that they otherwise would have missed just because they don't pick up the phone, we can see how this type of very simple value proposition enables you to go make great sales. So AI employee conversations, calendars, whatever it is that you think would be best for your prospective client's business, whatever the lowest hanging fruit is, whatever the easiest thing to get up and running and make a big impact on that business is, you sell and implement those features. People charge whatever they want. Sally charges whatever she wants. It's between her and the business. HighLevel gives you unlimited sub accounts, unlimited contacts, etc. So you can do whatever you want at that point, including reselling. Obviously, you're hearing me telling you that this is a really good idea. And so We have no qualms with people reselling HighLevel. It's a very standard use of HighLevel and something that we encourage in the community because we see that it's really helping businesses grow. Operates more like software as a service and allows you to charge however much you want in order to help businesses in whatever capacity, just arming them with software solutions. If you are interested in the SaaSpreneur path, we have courses dedicated to that. We have community members and lots of virtual events where people talk about how they are building their SaaSpreneur business. So it's a well-worn path, like a well-known path for entrepreneurs inside of HighLevel to continue growing by reselling these services. Next up, the affiliate. Who is the affiliate here? I named my affiliate Alfred. So let's talk about Alfred the affiliate. He is a guy who has an audience and or a business network that he wants to monetize. With HighLevel, he can get our affiliate managers help introducing other businesses to HighLevel in any capacity. So we talked about white labeling, putting your own logo on HighLevel and then reselling a sub account to a specific business and implementing and being their support arm to get the software related features that you're installing in their business. You could also just go to another business or another agency or another whoever and share an affiliate link and get them directly involved with us. You could even recommend that they come take the next 5-day challenge and hear me telling them the message. You may be somebody watching this. You got introduced to this by someone you know whose affiliate link you clicked, and now you're learning about this on the 5-day challenge. That's totally fine. We are happy to help onboard folks and help more folks succeed using all of the resources we have available to us, like the 5-day challenge, like the kickoff call, like 24/7 live Zoom support, like our knowledge base, like AI coaching calls, etc. And so if you know that there are businesses out there who also need to be HighLevel customers, who also need to get the results of capture, nurture, close into their business, and you want to hand them off directly to us so we can onboard them, get their HighLevel account set up, and get them off and get them rocking and rolling off to the races, so to speak, in terms of that, then you could just be a HighLevel affiliate. You can recommend HighLevel directly to other businesses and, oh yeah, 5-day challenge perhaps, get 40% lifetime commissions on their monthly bill. So this is a really good deal and a really good way to monetize relationships that you have that will genuinely benefit from HighLevel. If there are businesses that you know in your network, or if you have an audience of people that you know could benefit from working with HighLevel, then recommend us and get rewarded for that. And the best part of all of this is that HighLevel does the rest. All they have to do is click on your link and start a trial under your affiliate credit, and then we will onboard them. We will do a 5-day challenge with them like we're doing for you right now. We will get on a kickoff call. We'll provide them with all the support and resources that you have access to. All you have to do is send them our way. So that is the affiliate model. There's one more model I want to cover. It is the certified admin model. If you are really techie, if you do want to understand HighLevel at a deeper level, HighLevel, deeper level. If you want to understand HighLevel at a deeper level we have the avatar named Celia. Celia, the certified admin. She's really techie. She wants to master the platform with HighLevel. She can go through our in-depth certification training or have an employee go through that. You go through a live proctored test. We do a real vetting process before we certify you. But then you get posted up in the directory. You get a ton of perks and you can promote yourself in the community. You have our stamp of approval to go promote yourself in the community as a trusted HighLevel partner. And you can build your business better this way if you just want to have everything buttoned up so that you know you're doing things the right way, or you can go get other HighLevelers as clients. So if you are that business who is not techie and does not want to be setting this stuff up, maybe you should go partner with a certified admin. That certified admin is to partner the non-techie people with techie people who are fantastic HighLevel technicians who can go build stuff and implement for us. If you're the opposite of techie, consider hiring a certified admin. That's kind of like the push-pull, like certified admins, it could be for you or it could be the opposite, in which case you might want to go hire one, right? So use the certified admin program, no matter which side of the aisle you're on, to either get certified yourself and go offer your services to the many businesses using HighLevel who are not techie. They want the results, but they don't want to build their business around clicking buttons every day. You can go sell consulting or implementation services to them. Or if you are that business who doesn't want to do a lot of button clicking, you can go hire a certified admin. There's no need to pick only one of these tracks. Everyone should be at least a direct user plus one of these other things. Even if you're just using HighLevel to grow your own business, I just want to implement these features, capture, nurture, close, grow my business better. Chances are you're connected to some peer, someone else who has a business who could use HighLevel. You may as well be a part of the affiliate program as well. You may as well have that link handy just so that when you're out at the bar having that networking conversation and someone's talking about, man, my software sucks, I really need to up my game. It's like, boom, you might as well send them our way. You'll really be helping them out by helping move them closer to better software implementation, and you'll get 40% lifetime commission. So these are all the models for growth: direct business use, agency model, SaaSpreneur, affiliate, and certified admin. And they correlate to areas of the platform. So let me just share this tab over here. We're back in the university, and I just want to show you guys really fast. We have a whole channel for SaaSpreneurs where you can learn more about how SaaSpreneurship works and connect with other people who are trying to work their SaaSpreneur businesses. Also on virtual events, these are where we do a lot of spotlight sessions, as you can see, as well as master classes and other types of workshops and stuff like that. A lot of these folks are very entrepreneur focused. A lot of these videos, a lot of these interviews that our business development department does, they're very entrepreneurial focused. They're very SaaSpreneur focused. They're either agencies or SaaSpreneurs who are really building their client list and scaling with HighLevel in that way. So I highly recommend you check those out. Our affiliate program, Kelsey runs our affiliate program, and she's got her own little welcome right here. And you just head over to gohighlevel.com/AC to get involved with everything that you need info-wise to get into the affiliate program. It's really fast. Anybody who uses HighLevel is also welcome to be an affiliate of HighLevel. And there's a whole channel for folks who are trying to grow affiliate-based businesses, introducing other people to HighLevel. Certified admins, that's a channel right here. Alicia runs our certified admin department, and you can get connected with her either to go through certification for yourself, to go through it and start offering services to other businesses, or this is where you would want to go if you are interested in hiring a certified admin, to go check out the directory, maybe conduct a couple of interviews to bring on a third-party HighLevel provider, or to submit a job request form that Alicia's team will help connect you to a certified admin. So all of the resources for all of the different elements of this HighLevel culture that we're building are in the university. So now you know where those things are. However it is that you are trying to grow, whatever is going to be best for you, you have a way to do that. You understand the concept, and you have community with which you can, in which you can connect with other people trying to do the same thing as you, other people who are further ahead, other people who, after a while, you will be further ahead, and there'll be new ones just getting started. And we're all here in this community to lift one another up, to help each other grow, to utilize the resources we have available to us, and then to pass them on to the next folks. Okay. So that is models for growth with HighLevel. Now let's get into your homework and how to wrap up this challenge. Have we covered everything under the sun with HighLevel? No. There's plenty more to do. This challenge was a strong first step. You understanding the fundamentals of capture, nurture, and close, and then how to soup all of them up with AI to really scale and leverage, a strong first step. The question now is, what will be your next step? What are you going to do next? I'm going to tell you what you're going to do first, and that is 5-day challenge completion form. I am going to be doing not a public streamed 5-day challenge type of webinar call, but I'm going to be doing a private Zoom Q&A with folks who have done all of their homework. That has been your big incentive. Obviously, I hope you were doing all of your homework just for the sake of participating and learning and getting experience clicking the buttons in HighLevel. That is your real reward for doing the homework. Homework is its own reward. But for those people who have been diligent and have been faithful in their homework completion, I'm doing a private Q&A live Zoom call where we can all be on camera together, Q&A, talk, unmute yourself and chat with me, connect with me live. So this is not just a one-way street. I kind of hate doing this one-way street webinar stuff, but that's what happens when we're live on YouTube and Facebook and all these channels. But for people who actually showed up and did the work, I'm going to be connecting with you guys to just continue networking, connecting with you all, acknowledge and congratulate you all, and continue to provide clarity if there's a little bit of Q&A that we want to do. But it's really just a way to reward folks who have actually been showing up and kind of create a bit of additional connection for those people to connect with one another. And so it'll just be kind of like a virtual networking thing. I'll be happy to do Q&A as well and provide some additional direction and, answer any question that I can. It's not going to be very tech support oriented because, again, I'm not the most techie guy when it comes down to it, but I am a HighLevel user just like you, and I'm super excited to connect with the people, learn some names, shake a few hands virtually, of course, and connect with the people who have actually shown up and done the work. So the way you prove that you do your homework, that you did your homework, is by doing this challenge completion form. In order to fill out your challenge completion form, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. Back in the university, let me share this tab instead, we have featured these different homework posts, the example posts that you've been following. Over for day 5, there is a link. Let me share this now. When you click that link, it'll open up a new tab to the 5-day challenge completion form. You are going to fill this out with your name, proof of homework, a rating, feedback for the challenge, and an email. So 5-day challenge rating and feedback, super important. I'm really grateful to you guys in advance for leaving me feedback so I can continue to try to make the 5-day challenge better and better. Please be kind. Please do not be too harsh, but definitely say something that you liked about the challenge, and then say one thing if it comes to mind. If it's there, don't force it. If there's anything that I could do to make the next challenge even better, I will appreciate that. Even if you didn't do your homework, notice proof of homework is not a required field here, so you don't have to fill this out. Please just treat it as a feedback survey and leave me that feedback. I will be so grateful and go through every single one of those manually with my actual eyes. But that said, if you prove to me that you did your homework, that's how you're going to get on the Zoom Q&A. So you may be wondering, how do I prove to you that I did my homework with just this one little field? It's just a text field that doesn't really make any sense. I'm going to show you how. And to do that, we're actually going to use HighLevel. So this is like our last little tutorial. It's a bonus. It's kind of a random implementation, but I just thought it'd be really interesting to try. So first of all, back inside of the university, what I want you to do is click on your own name and head to your profile. And here is where you can see all of your activity in the group, which for you guys will be your homework posts. Feel free to zoom out as far as you need to zoom, and then take a little screenshot. I'm going to take this screenshot right here, and then just let that save to my desktop. So however you take a screenshot, that's how you do it on a Mac. You maybe look different for a PC. Feel free to give that a quick Google or a quick chat GPT. Hey, how do I take a screenshot on my computer? How do I zoom out and take a screenshot? I will leave that to you guys to figure out. But once you have, then pop back into, okay, so we're back in university. I definitely want to do 5-day challenge. In HighLevel, I'm going to share my HighLevel screen. This is where we were in the AI funnel that I was building earlier. We're going to go to media storage. Media storage. Once we're in media storage, we're going to upload a file and upload that screenshot that you just took. So you can see mine is now uploading. We clicked upload, we selected that file, and now it's right here. This is now an image that's living on the web, and we're going to click get link. So click the 3 little dots and then click get link. And now back in the form, paste that link right in here. Interestingly enough, let me just show you the tab. If I go to this link that HighLevel generated for me, this is where this file is being hosted. It's like a web page that just literally has the asset on it. So if you put the asset into the media storage system inside of HighLevel, it's going to automatically generate a link. That's just a neat part of media storage. We can now treat HighLevel basically like a big old Google Drive platform. We can put videos and images out there, anything you use for a funnel, graphics, assets of all kinds, etc. You can store that and host it inside of HighLevel. That comes with every sub account. It's a super powerful feature, allows us to do a lot of really cool things with creation of assets across different areas of the platform. So funnels, but also social media posts and then email newsletter stuff, like to have a single media storage space to be able to use our assets, our logos, our pictures, our branded content in all of those different areas. That's just another part of what HighLevel does, is media storage. So we're going to use media storage to actually populate our homework, host that homework screenshot, put it right in proof of homework, and then go ahead and give us your name. Give us a rating. It was amazing. No notes. Don't feel pressured to generate something for feedback. Just whatever you put on there, whatever comes to mind is totally fine. Test.com, hit submit. See my welcome message, thank you times a million from Haplin. When you have done that, you will be done with the homework completion step. After that, your next piece of homework is really simple. Post your next step. Post what model fits best for you going forward. What is your next action you're going to take to keep the momentum up? Share with the community what you are committing to do next, so that we know, that you know, that we know, that we know that you are taking the next step to continue on the journey to getting results. You guys are so close. You've done such amazing work so far, showing up, doing all of your homework. To leave it all and let it go to waste now would be such a shame. So continue plugging in. Let us know what you are going to do next. And then, of course, comment on a peer's post. Take a look. Allow yourself to be seen and see someone else for who they are and what they are doing today in the real world in their business. Let them know that you see them. How amazing is it that we have this opportunity to see each other here at the end of this 5-day challenge and continue to stay connected and in community, growing together even after the challenge is done. Let somebody know that you see them. Give them some encouragement plus direction toward the proper resources. If they are trying to do X, Y, and Z, make sure that they know where that channel is. Make sure they know where that link is, where that resource is, to help them connect with other people trying to do the same thing as them. That brings us to the end of the 5-day challenge. Thank you for being here. As a reminder, make sure you finish that form. Make sure you fill out your completion form to get on an exclusive live Zoom call with me, doing Q&A and shaking hands virtually. And then post your next step, comment on a peer's post, and once you do those 3 things, you will have finished the 5-day challenge. I am so grateful, blessed, and privileged that you have given me this much of your time and attention this week. It is incredibly humbling, and I'm so glad, because I've worked so hard on this challenge. I personally put together all of the curriculum for it. And so the whole journey that we've been through, that's why I'm so interested in your feedback for it, because I am going to continue to work harder and harder. So I'm really grateful to HighLevel leadership for allowing me to take a big swing for the fences in trying to help folks get a sense of what HighLevel is really all about. We learned a lot about feature implementation and software button clicking stuff, the tech, the product oriented stuff, capture, nurture, close. But we also learned a bit about what HighLevel is really trying to do as a community and as a culture. We are here to try to connect with the broader digital marketing community and give people a place where they can journey together and grow their businesses together, providing mutual aid, accountability, encouragement, community, growing together. So That brings us to the end. I'm out of steam. Thank you guys so much for being here. We will do it again. And for those of you who filled out all of the homeworks, who have proven to me that you did all the homework and filled your homework completion form, I will see you